Hello, it's Vernon at Improve My World. I had a really interesting conversation with a colleague a couple of days ago who said to me, I am utterly fed up with everything that's going on in the world today. Really fed up. I'm so fed up, I think we should give up, because whenever I look at any newspaper or listen to the radio or watch TV, it's one catastrophe after another. People blowing each other up, people dying here, there. Almost every part of the world has some sort of catastrophe, suffering. There's illness, there's starvation. I say, whoa, where does it end? We have developed such huge technology, and yet our own thinking is as primitive as it's ever been, and I find it very depressing, he said. And I expect his thoughts mirror the thoughts of many people. And I said to him, well, what do you think should be done? He said, well, we need much better leaders. We need better governments. We need people who are more caring about others. We need to stop these divisions always. We need to have more respect. Everything needs to change. And I said, well, what do you mean by respect? He said, well, I respect people who respect me. I said, hold on just a minute. What you've just said indicates to me that you're creating a division in your own mind. You're making a condition for respect. You're saying you respect people, but only if they respect you. Well, how are they going to respect you? How do you know they're not respecting you? They may be very different types of people. You're making a condition which creates division. And that division is exactly what causes problems today. We think we're separate from each other. And we allow that separateness to cause us to think we're either better or worse, and we're being taken for granted, or we should be having more of something than another person, or I owe this and I own that, and it's become impossible. Division only creates suffering. The fact is that we're all one. We're all connected to each other, whether we like it or not. And to think that by sort of changing some external things, let's face it, we have the leaders we have because we put them there in most places. Or we've tolerated them. If we didn't put them there, we've tolerated it. If human beings really wanted to make a change, really wanted to make the right changes, they could do it instantly. They could do it instantly. If human beings had the courage to stand up for what they think is right, they could make change happen instantly. Problem is, we don't. We're much happier to blame, complain, and, assume that somebody else is responsible for the problems we're in. They're not. We're responsible. We have that responsibility on our shoulders, and we need to do something about it if we care enough. But it all starts by understanding who we really are. It's not the outside that's going to make the change. It's us inside, recognizing who we really are, understanding what reality truly is. That's going to make the change. But it starts with us. Now, Krishnamurti said, there is no path to reality. Reality isn't found by a path. Reality is found by sailing the uncharted sea of self-knowledge, knowing who you are. You are deep down a particle of universal love, whether we like it or not. We are all little particles of the universe. We came from that, and we return to that. We came out of that, and we go back to it. That's all there is to it. But we have this one wonderful golden gift of having love. And absolute love can sort anything out, because when you have that love, you are not worried about what somebody has or doesn't have. The Pope in hospital said, hospital's a great leveler. You don't really care what nationality the surgeon is who's operating on you. You're not bothered about what the background of a nurse is, other than obviously knowing she's a decent nurse. You're all the patients there are suffering in the same way. You're all one. Wealth and all the other discriminators don't really mean anything when you're seriously ill in hospital. So it's about finding ourselves. It's about knowing who we are. A Sufi saint said this. He said, I went out looking for God, and all I found was myself. And then I decided, well, I better go and look out and find myself. And that's when I found God. God is inside you. Peace is inside you. Kindness is inside you. Compassion is inside you. The capacity to change the world is not outside. It's inside you. And if there are enough people who see that, who can tap into this source of peace and serenity and calm and happiness and joy, if enough people want to make that change, they'll make it. That's where the solution lies. It's not easy, and it's very counterintuitive, because we'd rather blame other people than take responsibility. Have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.